Hi everyone, and welcome to the Eco Investment Update for Sunday, July 24th, 2016. Not only is it a hot time of year, but it's also harvest time of year, and welcome to the orchard here on the rancho. We harvest citrus fruit, several varieties of 4 or 5 varieties of oranges, lemons, mandarins. We also harvest sour oranges here for English style marmalade, cherries, peaches, figs, apples, persimmons. We've got standard pears. We also have 2 varieties of plums, as well as assorted vegetables here too, and it's a wonderful time of year. Anyway, let's get to the economy and investing. It's not unusual once a market bursts through to a new all-time high, as ours did recently about a week and a half ago. It's not unusual to have a little bit of a pullback, which we had on Thursday, and then Friday we started moving upward again. Interestingly enough, this week, and let me just remind you of my working thesis I've had for about a year and a half. I kind of edged off of it a little bit last summer when we had that horrendous drop down to 15,000. We avoided that. We nibbled a little bit here and there on the long side, but basically we've had a fairly invested position until recently, and that was recently bumped up with the move to an all-time high. My thesis came back in full force, which is this: the only thing that really stops a bull market is not news, not politics, not terrorism, not world events. And you've seen that over and over again, and have seen the proof with things like Brexit and bombings and terrorism and other activities over the last year and a half that have really scared the bejesus out of people, but they've not derailed the market from moving higher, because there's only one thing that's going to cause that derailment, and that's rising interest rates. Welcome to the land of the bubble. This week, as I was beginning to say before, that was the first time ever on the news on CNBC, the financial channel on cable television, the first time that I heard one guest come out and say exactly what I've believed for the last year and a half. I've actually believed it for much longer than that, but vocalized it here on YouTube videos, the premise that the only thing that's going to stop this market is rising interest rates. And there it is, the first little acknowledgement that nothing's going to stop this market until such time as the Fed has to raise rates 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Well, between now, with interest rates flat on their back at virtually zero, and 4 or 5% interest rates, is a long period of time. That's a long period of time for the bubble to intensify, for the bubble in real estate to begin puffing up a little more. It's interesting when I look at the stock market, and I look at the component of the issues that are doing very well, which are supposed to be harbingers of how the economy is doing 3 to 6 months down the road. It's interesting that I see activity bubbling in financial stocks again, and in interest rate sensitive stocks, and things associated with financial things, things that are on the service side of the economy, the health insurance industry, some other soft side service industry stuff. But what I don't really see is a lot of strength in the manufacturing, the traditional industrial sector of our economy. It's more into the new age kind of economy. So what that means is we still, although we have employment that looks potentially strong, we really have an economy that's failing to produce those good paying manufacturing jobs, and continues to crank out moderately paying, low to moderately paying service jobs. So where does it all end? How high can it go? Well, just for valuations in the stock market to get back to their old valuation peaks of 10 years ago, the market could go another 50% higher here. I know that means 25,000 on the Dow, but we're coming to the end of a very long bull market, which some people measure beginning in 2008. I actually begin measuring it in July of 1932. And like any really long-term bull market, the longer it goes, the more it tends to take a parabolic track up. In other words, you have tremendous gains concentrated in a very short period of time. This is the point that I think we're getting close to engaging on this very rapid kind of rise here. Reason being, once again, because the cost of money is so cheap. And that's really going to, once companies realize that they can put prices up and there's pricing power in the marketplace because of how much funny money is out there, you're really going to see, you could really see a turn towards an inflationary turn here that could happen like that. This is one of the reasons I've cautioned people against holding interest rate positions that are sensitive in things over 5 years or so. You could get killed on the long end of this market holding 10-year plus obligations, 25-year bonds and stuff. You really think interest rates are going to go lower here? No, my friends, you're taking on a tremendous amount of risk to have 1.5% yields here. Be smart, shorten up, reduce your risk there, okay, and keep things short. If you're risk adverse, you've got to keep your stuff on the short side, 30, 60, 90 days. I know they don't pay much right now, but understand the Fed's going to be inclined to start raising rates here, particularly if we start to pick up a little steam, at least in the bubble sectors of the economy. All right, maybe not in the traditional industrial and consumer sectors, but in those areas that are being affected by low interest rates, i.e. equities and real estate. So be smart, okay? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in a week.